What is Teds Woodworking? To answer that question, you'd first want to know who exactly Ted McGrath is and if this guy is legit. Luckily, the US military invented such a thing called the internet. This amazing technological endeavor allows you to vastly broaden your horizons by conducting all sorts of in-depth research. It provides would-be users with an incalculable amount of highly accurate data almost instantly, thus allowing you to call BS on almost anything merely by moving your meathooks. Funny thing is, while conducting any such research on Ted McGrath regarding his qualifications or even geographical whereabouts, I couldn't find a darn thing. While I did find a couple of images of some relatively well-groomed breaded individual posing as this said to be Ted, I couldn't find anything else. No Facebook page, no LinkedIn, Twitter, nothing. Now, while that's no reason to raise the alarm bell at the NSA and release the genetically engineered killer monkeys, it does raise a few questions, as Ted is supposed to be the self-proclaimed master craftsman you'll be learning from throughout this course. I mean, if Ted really is the dick-swinging Yoda of the woodworking world, wouldn't he have somewhat of a reputation with hold? Well, not exactly. The reason Ted is nowhere to be found elsewhere online and is a certified ghost on every other platform besides Ted's very own sales page is that Ted McGrath doesn't actually exist. Ted is merely a fictional character, like Easter Bunny or Johnny Depp in every other Tim Burton film that no one cared to watch. So that raises the question, if Ted isn't real, are his 16,000 woodworking plans fake too? Ted's woodworking review scam or legit? If you're into woodworking and you've done the rounds online attempting to find the best woodworking plans to help refine and master your craft, you've likely come across Ted's Woodworking. Ted's collection of woodworking plans has certainly gained a lot of traction in terms of popularity in recent times, and at first glance at Ted's Woodworking sales page, one might believe that Ted's plans could actually be the answer to all your woodworking projects prayers. I mean, how could one woodworker go wrong spending a mere $67 on a staggering 16,000 high-quality woodworking plans with a complete treasure trove of in-depth video training tutorials hosted by the master craftsman himself, Ted McGrath? Sounds too good to be true, right? Like, come on, we're talking about step-by-step instructions with detailed blueprints from the much-famed woodworking wizard himself, Ted. Surely this couldn't be another online woodworking scam brought to you by those ethically questionable characters at ClickBank? Well, let's dig a little deeper and find out if Ted's esteemed woodworking plans are worth your invaluable time and, more importantly, your money. Speaking of money, if you're interested in making money online from woodworking, you're going to need the right guidance and woodworking plans. But are you really going to get that from Ted's Woodworking? Are Ted's woodworking plans any good? Well, I guess that entirely depends on what your definition of good is. If you think it's good to exchange your hard-earned legal tender for a collection of appalling-looking plans that have been illegally ripped from other publications, we might not be on the same page. That said, considering I've had the misfortune of purchasing Ted's Woodworking plans myself, I'll tell you exactly what's not good about this course, and you can come to your own conclusions. Firstly, the plans themselves are put together like a dog's breakfast at an Albanian pet shelter. There's almost zero effort gone into arranging or organizing these plans, so you can effectively study them. Honestly, Helen Keller and Stevie Wonder could have assembled a better course after sharing a wheelbarrow full of vodka than what Ted and his cronies slapped together in this woeful course. Straight up, it's a mess, and finding anything specific is a complete nightmare. Apart from the fact that Ted's plans are in absolute disarray without even the slightest attempt being made to categorize them correctly, they are also of horrendous quality. Now, when Ted said I'd be getting blueprints, I assumed I'd be receiving uniquely detailed drawings with a degree of authenticity one would appreciate. Instead, these so-called blueprints resemble something similar to what my 3-year niece would put crayons to paper with after a cup full of powdered sugar. Matter of fact, I'd much rather receive the latter, as she wouldn't charge me $67 for such glorified cat scratch. In conclusion, the fact is, there are very few accredited woodworking courses available that are worth your valuable time and precious money. Not only that, but there's also an abundance of deceitful online characters peddling what's believed to be free plans to unsuspecting enthusiasts who are later spammed to oblivion with one-time offers. That's right, by now you most certainly know that stone-cold truth that nothing is ever truly free, especially woodworking plans. In other words, there are a plethora of viable educational options out there for successfully learning woodworking. It's just, Ted's Woodworking definitely isn't one of them. Lastly, if you're not willing to put your hand in your pocket for a course from the likes of Craftsy or Popular Woodworking, you can always seek out the skills from some of YouTube's finest woodworkers to first learn the ropes. Either way, no matter if you go for the freemium option or paid, you're on the right track, as the best investment you can ever make is in yourself. I hope you enjoyed reading this honest review of Ted's Woodworking. While you might be somewhat disappointed that Ted's Woodworking plans aren't exactly what you hoped they'd be, at least you now know that